Here we go. It is November 1st, Saturday. Let's take a look at some Chipotle Mexico. CMG is going down the drain. This is absolutely getting crushed in the market. Now let's go back to its peak, which was June 18th, 2024. It was 69.26. Big drop, went below 50, bounce for months all the way past 65. Lower high though. You gotta notice these subtle moves. Then you go down again, 45. Then you go up near 60, was about 58-ish. Then you go down. Algo picked it up here back in July, short, and it was good. I'm not sure if it was earnings here, whatever happened, and it went down. And 42, had the buy, didn't really work. A very slight move. Then they had the short again right here, 819. Goes down, very nice move, 38. And then we had a false move here, tried to go up, didn't work. Green, a little bit of a move here, not much. On this was what, 40, went to 42. And the latest move here is on 1024, they had the short 42.19. That was the high. And what was the close? 41.19. So, and you go down right here, and then earnings come out. It's terrible. This is a great short. Now, to play earnings, you have to be very careful. You can look at it a few ways. Like, look at a lot of restaurants, fast casual, whatever. They're not doing good. And what's the trend in this? Going down. So you don't expect nothing that great, even if it was a move up. So if you're here short, you got to keep your stop tight around earnings. You got to be careful. You're pretty far away now. Could have gapped up. It was good, and you'd be out of that order if you hit your price. But it wasn't, and people are short. That sometimes you get a play. What you think's going to happen. Win, and that's what happened. 42 just goes down to 31. A great short here. Oh, and CMG, pure slop. All right, so the weekly chart in this. Going back to 2022 is at 25. It was on a great run, 22, 23, into 24. There's that big standalone wick. And now you're in a trend down. You're in a trend down from 24, the high line, the low line, weekly chart. This goes back to 2006, at least on here, TC 2000. You go up here, 2009. This is like $5, goes to 15. The real move was the break in 2020. Look at this, 15. Look at that wick. And then you go up and then you start to break out. That was 2020 COVID. And then you went to 40. And this was taken off basically, well, it hit 2018, the low 495. And then if you're holding this since 2018, that was a great buy. You got to get out. Right here after this split, and then probably like 60. If you're buying at 5, you don't want to let it keep you on down to 31. You just lost huge profits. That's why even if you're a longer term holder, like you bought this 2018 and then you see this move and it starts to go down. Okay, it bounces. It's got to be around 60 somewhere if you understand charts because it's starting to fade. You don't want to lose that, profit. So it's huge. All right, quarterly chart. Now you can see too, that's why you look at monthly, quarterly, looking at, stochastics level. Look how deep this went in 2018 March. It went to a low of 761 and look at it go up and then it stayed up. He had a dip down, but look at it now. It's at 40.15. You're going straight down. This is the biggest drop since 2015. You cross over to 50 line. That is not good. This could go much lower. Yearly chart. It's actually fading in the yearly. It's just coming in. It's hard to tell. Maybe since 2020. Look at that candle. This is a very large candle right now. It's not good. All right, so monthly going down. You're at 291. This is the lowest drop on stochastics ever. I look back, even on this was 376. Now you could get a bounce. It is getting crushed. Now you have a gap, you have another gap. This could easily fill in that gap. It's hard to say exactly what it's going to do, but bounce 33. You look for that wick 34, maybe in the 35. Then you would see what happens here. But yeah, this is a downtrend chart. Now you do have this move all the way up to 50. If this gets good news, I don't know. They lower prices. Something happens. Who knows? But that's your possible move there when this starts to move up. Because here's the high again, high again. It's all getting lower, but that's your next move. Right around here, you have a big move up, which will eventually happen, but who knows when at this point. All right, so you can see this on FinViz right here. Why is this? Let me see something here. All right, so you can see this trend down. It broke through. You can see the weekly performance, yearly, hasn't been good in a long time. You look back. Institutions own this 88%. And of course, everybody knows Chipotle, what they do. Where's it at here? Yeah, burritos, quesadillas, salads, high quality ingredients, blah, blah, 1993. All right, so let's look at where can I find the news exactly? Why Chipotle's down today, stock story, what happened? All right, so it fell 3% this afternoon, pullback, disappointing third quarter results, fast casual, missed expectations. Um, Notable pullback from spending from its core younger customers, 25 to 35. Companies stated its group faced challenges, including unemployment, resumption of student loan payments, slower wage growth, led to eat at home more often rather than turning to competitors. Following the news, which sparked stock's steepest drop in over 13 years, several analysts lowered their price targets. What is the market telling us? Chipotle shares are not very volatile and only have five moves greater than 5% the last year. Previous big move on day go 16%. As expectations cut its full year sales forecast, citing persistent macroeconomic pressures. Yeah, economy is horrible. All right, what else here? Significant slowdown from 6% growth. Lowered its guidance, overshadowed its otherwise in-line results. Concerns about future growth. Yeah, I told people a few years ago the economy is slowing. It is slowing. Actually, I'm trying to think. Maybe since 22. What else did it say here? Um, Look for other news. All right, here is October 30th. It was down 18% at one point. CEO Scott Boatwright, his company faces constant macroeconomic pressures, younger consumers tightening their belts. Things aren't looking too good at Chipotle. Top line sales grew nearly 7%. Not a great position at the moment. All right, what was that story I just saw here too? It said, where is it at? Oh, here it is. Why it might bounce. Market beat. It can more than double the size of restaurant business in the next 10 years, making it a deep value stock. Yeah, I mean, it'll bounce back like everything else. I mean, the economy's getting worse though right now. I don't think it's hit its bottom yet. It's not just going to turn around tomorrow. It's getting worse. Jobs, all these cuts in UPS everywhere. I counted over 100,000 jobs at least. Includes international locations. The plan is to open 350, 370 stores, 9% increase. All right, here's the little chart. 64 went down. See, went down. Hits new lows, lower value. Lows are unlikely at this valuation. What else? However, the reductions are 40 to 45 range, lining with recent trend. CMG's post really soft, may be warranted. Put decline in lower 30s overdone. At 32, the stock is below low end analyst trading range. Move to 40, be 20% upside relative to these lows. Stock dropped 20%, session lows extending the sell 50%. But the bottom may have been reached. The market retreated support levels estimated 2022, 23 that are unlikely to be broken. All right. So, I mean, that's where we're at. That's what they're saying. Downgrade, neutral. Let's see what people are saying in stock twits. Shorted to stock. Starter position. 1 month. Pessimistic. All right, so you look at the charts here too, the weekly. See the weekly 22 sort of bottom base. You see these charts a lot. They'll do that. Then they'll break a level. This broke 35 back in 23. Broke 42. You go up there 70. Look at that wick. Stand alone, all by itself. Down, bounce, gets lower, bounce, gets lower. A small bounce. Now you're at 31. Yeah, what's next on this chart here? You got 25. What's the monthly look like? All right, so the monthly going way back. So you see here broke 15. That was back in 2015 and then 2020 and then 1724. See 2020 that move up. Now you have a lot of support 30. I would say 30, 28, 25-ish, 25 to 30 we'll say. You have wicks down here 24. 25 to 30 support on CMG. Let's take a look at it. Downtrend, you got gaps, gaps, double gap. And let's get back to the yearly. Yearly's fading. Quarterly is fading straight down. It's red over white. The quarterly's been fading since 2024 June, where you have a strong flow down. It's not good. You want to flow up. Monthly, you're very oversold. What all this bad news? Is the bad news all priced in now? Daily. So you have a trend line. Let me see something back in this weekly. All right, trend line 2018. I have a lower one. You have a higher one from COVID. See right here going across, but it's really a new trend line because this is the new low now. So 30, yeah, this 30 line, 25 to 30, that's it. You have this, a lot of these wicks, 21 to 22 year, that year. So we'll see if we get a bounce or is it going to be another fade like this did again, but then it went lower. It's very tough. We got to keep your stop tight on this low 31. If you want to get in, like, longer term, you're playing this for somewhere into this gap on this. But, we'll see Monday. What's the 4 hour look like? Still going down. Is anyone jumping in here? Not really. All right, so that's it. So we'll look for 25.30. I actually like it to go there. That would be even better. A little fade down, maybe a little bounce, but it's fake out. You get a 25 to 30 level. And then that would be a good sign for Chipotle. All right, that's it. So Chipotle, people aren't going. People are staying at home. They said younger people making 100,000 or less are not going. How many young people are making 100,000 in their 20s in general? It's not a lot. Like, how do you get a job that quick making 100? Even get to college, if you go have a pretty good degree, it's going to be a lot of debt unless, your parents help you. I don't know. I don't understand all this where they come up with these numbers, but all right, that's it. CMG is going down. The market is looking topsy-turvy. You have AI holding it up, and a lot of these restaurants are getting crushed. All right, that's it. Please subscribe to Mike Kim and Trades on YouTube. Smash the like button. We're out for now. Peace.